All right. This will be the second video for today.
Yeah.
You know that, Kelvin?
Yeah.
So we just banged out that Navian, ripped out the CH, put in an NCB, ripped out all the near boiler piping, piped in 2 new circulators, all that good stuff. So now we're going to a job in Lawrence, which is on the south shore of Long Island, where we are installing a automatic main water shutoff system. If you guys saw, my long-term subscribers, in the past I've installed WaterCop, the WaterCop Professional. But the company that owns WaterCop basically told me to go F myself. And they said, we're not going to sell you anymore, and because you didn't renew your dealership agreement with us. And then I was like, well, okay, so renew. I was like, well, no, we're okay. We have another deal in the area. And I was like, well, what happens to like a system that I installed and if it breaks? And you know what they actually had the nerve to tell me? She goes, well, it's out of warranty now anyway. So I'm like, oh my God. So it's called DynaQuip, DynaQuip. That's the company that makes WaterCop and WaterCop Professional. And again, this was like 2 weeks ago, and I called them up because I needed to get some more systems. And like, they told me to go F myself. And I was like, oh yeah? Well, guess what? I'm gonna talk about my experience with WaterCop on YouTube to all of my subscribers and all the viewers. All right. So, alternatively, I found a much better product, which doesn't require sensors all over the house, which requires batteries to be changed, every year. More maintenance. This is a much simpler system. It's called the Leak Defense System, LDS for short, and it senses flow. So I'm going to take a video of the steps we did to install it. It does start with a field assessment, and there's a field assessment form, and I'll post that down. I'll play it in the video. You'll see. All right, so stay tuned, guys. All right, so if you're going to install a leak defense system, this is the pre-installation property assessment form you need to fill out. I wasted time by not using this form, thinking I knew all the answers, but Saint Mike, aka Mikey Pipes, does not have all the answers. So you have your basic information on top, homeowner information, if there's a claim adjuster, and the claim number, telephone number, email address, your information goes there. If there's a restoration company, put their information there as well. Installation will be, for my case, always indoor. Right? Water source is always city. Pipe size, usually 3/4, could be up to 1.5 inches. Installation, is it vertical or horizontal? If it's vertical, is it going up or down? Are there secondary structures? I have some cases where we have a guest house, a pool house, secondary structure on the property. You need to make note of that. Panel and power. The system needs power. The control valve needs a plug for 110 volts, constant power. And so does the wireless control module. It's wireless in communicating, not wireless in power. So if they have Wi-Fi, mention that. Are we going to connect it to a security system? Mention that as well with the name of the security company. Right? And well, you need an electrician. Most of my installs, I'll make power happen. Irrigation system is preferred to be installed after the LDS. The hose faucets outside, fire sprinkler suppression system, pool heater, hot tub, pond, fountain, water heaters, recirculation pump on the water heaters, water filter softeners, humidifier, radon bubbler, central boiler. Is it a low water cutoff? Is it a steam boiler? Standalone ice machine. If you like wet ice, wet gourmet ice, if your client has one, you need to make note of that. Reverse osmosis. And continuing down below, expansion tanks. If You install an LDS, you must have a domestic thermal expansion tank installed on the potable water system for that water heater. You must have it. All right, there's the form. Pretty easy. Don't forget it. Don't neglect it. I wasted one trip going back thinking I knew all the answers, which I didn't know, and there it all is. All right, thank you. All right, so here is our 1.25 water main. We have a vertical riser, so we're gonna do a vertical installation. And you fill out that assessment form. So they program this, 100%, you're good to go. So we're gonna throw in a check valve that we need to put in, right, with the little brass nipple right there. And that's because you wanna make sure there's no reverse flow, right? Because it'll sense that, if it's pushing water, back to the public water supply, it's gonna sense that and it may trigger an alarm and automatically turn off the water. So keep that in mind. You got to put the check valve in, and if you put the check valve in, you have to have an expansion tank on the automatic water storage device, i.e. the water heater. So customer's fortunate, they already have an expansion tank on the indirect water heater, on the gas-fired water heater, so we're good to go with that. So we're gonna pipe this in, get the press machine right there. Calvin's setting up. Let me take my hoodie off and get this thing rocking and rolling. So I'm gonna cut the riser, and I'm going to install an 1.25 ball valve right here. That way I don't have to I'm draining down the house, as you can see, but it's going to take forever to do so. Just a big bucket. All right, so here's the wireless communication, but it still needs power. This is the touchscreen wireless display module. We're gonna hook it up to the customer's Wi-Fi. Mikey Wires added this outlet. Again, he's not a licensed master electrician. He's just a licensed master plumber, Mikey Wires. But we stole power from here. Constant power is not switched. There's our valve. I got an 1.5 ball valve. 1.25 ball valve above the automatic valve, check valve below that, male adapter there, and I got an 1.25 brass nipple between the valve and the check valve. So now we're just gonna hook it up to Wi-Fi. We're gonna go there, we're gonna go Wi-Fi, and we're going to say not configured. We're gonna do view networks, and we're gonna go find the network. So let me take care of that. All right, so let's take a look at how simple this is. I'm connected to Wi-Fi. The customer is going to download an app at catchaleak.com, enter the device ID, create an account, and they'll get notifications if this thing, opens or closes, automatically. There's the valve, and we're done. The best part about this is that most major insurance carriers like Chubb, AIG, Narragansett Bay, a few others, will pay $5,000 to have it supplied and installed. $5,000 which you have to pay to the plumber, which then you get reimbursed by paying the plumber. So, for example, Chubb, is reimbursing this client my bill of $5,000 to supply and install this system. So, again, it's great. They want to prevent a water loss. And this particular client had a well over 6-figure water claim loss because of a broken pipe. And, $5,000 is a fraction of $250,000. And this requires no maintenance whatsoever, right? Unlike WaterCop, for example, those morons at DynaQuip, whatever you want to call it, they basically told me that we have another deal in the area. No, we're not interested in Pipe Doctor, installing our products anymore. And then they have the audacity and nerve to tell me that, and I asked, hey, what happens if one of these products needs service? And for them to tell me that, it's out of warranty anyway, so, install another product. The nerve of them. Shame on you, DynaQuip. My new go-to is the leak defense system. Awesome. There's their information. They're in California, very responsive. I spoke to the regional VPs on Christmas Eve, helped me out over the phone, got some questions answered, and you're really a stand-up company with a great product. And I've been told that one of the engineers for LDS designed the WaterCop system. So, oh, look at that. We have a lot of flow right there. Something's running right now. See that? And it'll run for 29 minutes before it shuts off. So again, there it is. If you're in our service area and you have Chubb, AIG, or those other major carriers, give us a call and we would love to install a system for you. Thanks very much, guys. If you haven't done so already and you want to support this channel, the easiest way to do that is to join the 24 percenters and hit that subscribe button right down below. Thoughts, feedback, comments, criticism down in the comment section down below. Plumber Mike, Technician Kelvin, where did he go? He left. Signing off. Happy Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.